start in the middle of the tension. Have you ever had someone steal from you and somehow act like they're the victim? Well, when I was a teenager in the 90s, a kid in my class scammed me out of every game I owned. Doom 2, Monkey Island, The Settlers, all of it. And when he thought he'd gotten away clean, I mailed something to his house that made his parents believe he was secretly gay, during a time when being outed could destroy your entire life. This is the story of the most chaotic revenge I've ever taken, one that detonated his home like a bomb. If you've ever wanted to serve justice to someone who played you for a fool, hit that like button, subscribe, and buckle up. Because this revenge story is messy, emotional, and unbelievably satisfying. Picture this. It's the mid-90s, no Steam, no digital downloads, not even reliable local game shops. If you were a PC gamer back then, gaming wasn't just a hobby, it was a hunt. Me and my best friend were two of the few kids in school who actually managed to get games, usually through expensive airmail orders from abroad. Every new box felt like treasure. We treated those floppy disks better than most people treat their pets. We had a system. We bought games, traded them, copied protection files for each other, and stretched every dollar we had. It wasn't just a hobby. It was our bond, our escape, our world. And then, a new kid joined our class. He came in with this fake, polite smile, and "I'm new, can I sit here?" Innocence. But something felt off from day one. He bragged constantly about his uncle, who apparently had piles and piles of games, many of which we'd only ever seen in magazines. We were hungry for more games, and honestly, we wanted to help the new kid fit in, so we offered to trade. We handed him our original copies, pristine, cared for, precious. And what did we get back? Corrupted floppies, broken discs, missing copy protection. Garbage. At first, we told ourselves it was just bad luck or a mistake. We wanted to believe him, but after months of trading, we never received a single working game, not one. Meanwhile, he now owned our entire collection. Doom 2, The Settlers, Monkey Island 1, and 2, games we'd spent serious money and time acquiring. And because this kid came from a strict, conservative, religious home, he never let us visit, never let us meet his parents, never even invited us inside. We were being used, played, robbed. The thing that pushed me over the edge wasn't even the games. It was when he mocked me in front of half the class for being a fan of Queen. "Why would you listen to some gay guy?" He said it with a smirk. Freddie Mercury had died just a few years earlier. I loved the music, the voice, the artistry, and here was this kid who'd been stealing from me for months, spitting on something personal and important to me. He had no idea how much that comment stung. No idea how deeply I admired Freddie. No idea how much of my identity I was still figuring out as a teen. That was the moment the anger stopped being quiet. Something inside me sharpened, focused. This kid wasn't just dishonest. He was cruel. And suddenly, revenge didn't just feel justified. It felt necessary. Around that time, our school attended an AIDS awareness event. This was the early 90s. AIDS campaigns were everywhere, especially after Freddie's death. The event organizers handed out flyers on HIV, sexuality, safe practices, and yes, condoms with the foundation's logo on them. This kid's family was extremely religious. His parents had made speeches at school events about traditional values, the kind of people where even saying the word condom could cause a meltdown. And right there, as I held that red AIDS awareness flyer in my hand, the idea hit me, hard. I looked at my friend. He looked at me. A slow, evil teenage grin spread across both our faces. "Oh my God," he whispered. "We could destroy him." Me and my friend were two of the only kids at school with a home computer and an inkjet printer, a luxury back then. We went home and started crafting the most believable, terrifying letter imaginable, as if it had come straight from the AIDS Foundation. We copied their logo perfectly, used formal language, correct spacing, everything. And then we wrote, "Dear first name, thank you for your recent letter. We understand it can be difficult exploring your homosexuality, and you may have many questions after attending the event with your class." We enclosed every flyer we'd picked up, and a handful of condoms. We weren't done. We addressed the envelope too, because we knew his father always opened the mail first. When we sealed that envelope, it felt like we were sealing a fate. A few days later, the fireworks began. The kid came to school looking like he hadn't slept in days. Eyes red, face pale, movements stiff with fear. Rumors flew before he even opened his mouth. His mother had found the condoms. His father had read the letter. There had been screaming, crying, a full-blown meltdown. His mother was convinced her son was gay. His father was furious. They searched his room, confiscated things. They grounded him indefinitely. We hadn't just pranked him. We had dropped a social grenade into the middle of a conservative home. Was it extreme? Oh yeah. Did we expect this level of chaos? Absolutely not. But was it satisfying? After months of being used, lied to, mocked, disrespected? Oh yes. Yes, it was. For weeks we kept our distance. We never admitted a thing, but we watched carefully. Every time he shuffled into class, tight-lipped and defeated. Every time he avoided sitting with anyone. Every time he glared at the floor like it had personally betrayed him. We felt the justice in it, until one day, he confronted us. "You two know something." His voice shook. We played dumb, asked him what he meant, pretended to be concerned. But here's the thing about guilt. It makes people paranoid. He couldn't stop talking about the letter, couldn't stop analyzing every detail, every word. To him, the only explanation was that someone at school had done it. And the more nervous he became, the more obvious it was. Finally, we couldn't resist anymore. We let the truth slip. A small confession, a quiet, "Yeah, it was us." His reaction? Pure panic. Within hours, we were sitting in the principal's office. My friend on one side, me on the other. His furious parents directly across from us. His father's face was red with rage. His mother glared at us like we were demons straight from hell. The principal tried to stay neutral, but even she kept rubbing her forehead like her migraine was getting worse by the second. We explained everything. Why we did it. How he'd been scamming us. How he'd broken, corrupted, or ruined every game we lent him. How he mocked us, especially about Freddie Mercury. His parents didn't care. To them, we were devils who had tried to corrupt their son. We got a stern warning and some temporary trouble, but no real punishment. And honestly, totally worth it. It's been almost 30 years since that day. I'm an adult now. I can look back with more maturity, more perspective, and yeah, maybe it was a bit much. But teenage me who had been lied to, mocked, manipulated, and robbed, he needed justice. He needed to feel powerful again. He needed to believe that people like that don't just get away with it. And that's exactly what this revenge delivered. Out of every revenge I've taken in my life, this one still sits on the throne. The king, the classic, the one I still tell stories about. The moment he walked into school with his parents furious at him, the moment we saw the humiliation in his eyes, that was the payoff. Not because we wanted him to hurt, but because he had spent months hurting us, piece by piece, game by game, lie by lie. And for the first time, he was accountable. Our revenge didn't just take back the power he stole, it made him face consequences he never thought he'd have to face. And in the end, he never messed with us again. If there's one thing this taught me, it's this. People who use you think you're too weak to fight back. They think your kindness is stupidity. They think your silence is permission, until the day you remind them that even the quietest person can flip the game completely. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and drop a comment telling me, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And don't forget to subscribe for more insane, emotional, and unbelievably satisfying revenge stories every week. Thanks for watching, and remember, justice isn't always loud, but it's always sweet.